Okay, good. Okay, Surya Namaskara. So two classes ago, we showed you all the postures, right? Last week I talked about how to synchronize the breathing with the postures. So today I'm going to teach you the mantras. So each posture has a mantra associated with it, right? So we'll do each of the postures and I'll say the mantra. But the idea is that you would actually do the breathing and mentally repeat the mantra, right? So you exhale, mentally repeat the mantra. Inhale, mentally repeat the next mantra, right? And do the posture at the same time, right? So I'll say them out loud, right? Just so that you can hear what they sound like. And you kind of mentally repeat them while doing the breathing and the posture, right? Okay? So, prayer pose. Om Mitraya Namah. Inhale up. Om Kri Ravaya Namah. Down. Om Kru Surya Namah. Om Prai Manave Namah. Om Pra Kakaya Namah. Om Pra Pushane Namah. Om Pra Hiranyagarbhaya Namah. Om Kri Mariche Namah. Om Kru Adityaya Namah. Om Kra Savitri Namah. Om Kra Arkaya Namah. Om Kra Vaskaraya Namah. Okay. I'll do the second half. So same thing. Om Kra Mitraya Namah. Om Kri Ravaya Namah. Om Kru Surya Namah. Om Hrai Manave Namah. Om Hra Kadaya Namah. Om Hra Pushane Namah. Om Hra Hiranyagarbhaya Namah. Om Kri Mariche Namah. Om Kru Adityaya Namah. Om Krai Savitri Namah. Om Kra Arkaya Namah. And Om Kra Vaskaraya Namah. Okay? So, Savitri means beneficent. So I'll go through all the meanings and everything actually for you, right? So,
is it in Hindu or
Sanskrit?
Sanskrit.
Yeah.
So nobody understands what it is.
No, I'll tell you the meaning.
But people here don't know what it is. Not just we.
Yeah, no.
Exactly.
That's right. So actually it's on Wikipedia, so I'll send you the link on Wikipedia to look up Surya Namaskara. It has the mantras written in Sanskrit, right? So basically the thing with mantras, right, basically they are evocative sounds and through their power of vibration have subtle yet powerful and penetrating effects on the mind and the body, okay? So they're a very important component of the practice basically, and you should try to memorize them and integrate them with the Surya Namaskara. I mean, it adds another multiplier effect in terms of the benefits you'll receive from doing the practice, right? So you do the physical postures, the breathing, and the mantras, right? Awareness, right? Again, you have to, your mind should be on the practice and the movements and the breathing and the mantras and everything, right? And at the end, you should do a little bit of relaxation, right? So again, usually I kind of did it very relaxed way today. I didn't do it like I usually do. I usually do a minute or so of Surya Namaskara, Shavasana afterwards, right? And that's the complete practice basically, right? So the mantras. So Om is kind of the universal sound, right? So all the mantras start with Om. The second one was what are called the seed mantras. Again, they don't have actually any meaning per se, right? but they have it's about the vibration actually, the vibration of those particular sounds, the effect it has on your body and your soul basically, your spiritual body, the spiritual points. Alright, so you just want to make that sound, right? And then the actual, Mitraya, Rame, they all have actual meaning, right? Basically the idea is to, evoke kind of a devotional response, an emotional response within yourself as you repeat these words, right? It is kind of, so the idea with Surya Namaskara, I mean, it's, you're basically doing a worshipping the sun essentially, right? Kind of, because there would be, life on earth would not be possible if it wasn't for the sun, right? So just basically appreciation of that idea, right? I mean, it's because of the sun that we have life on earth and everything is here as beautiful as it is, right? So just to have, give thanks to that essentially, right? So you're thanking the sun essentially. So I'll go through them, the 12 mantras, and give you the meaning. So Om Hra Mitraya Namah. So Mitraya means friend, right? Om Hri Rabaya Namah. Rabaya means shining, right? Om Hru Surya Namah. That's beautiful light. Om Hrai Bandave Namah. Brilliant. Om Hra Kagaya Namah. Who moves in the sky. Om Hra Pushane Namah. Giver of strength. Om Hra Hiranyagarbhaya Namah. Golden centered. Om Hri Mariche Namah. Lord of the dawn. Om Hru Adityaya Namah. Son of Aditi. I don't know who Aditi is actually. One of the gods, I believe, right? The Hindu mythology gods. Om Hra Savitri Namah. Beneficent. Om Hra Arkaya Namah. Energy. And Om Hra Bhaskaraya Namah. Leading to enlightenment, right? So that's the whole complete Surya Namaskara practice I've now given you, right? And again, it's basically you should start your practice whenever you do your practice. Start it with Surya Namaskara. That's that really it does so many things to make the rest of your practice just amazing, actually, right? I mean, I think I've tried once or twice maybe to do a practice without doing Surya Namaskara, and it's just nowhere near the same. I always do Surya Namaskara first now, no matter what, right? So today I thought what we'll do is we'll do a bit of a review of all of the asanas that we've had so far in the class. That's right, here we are. So again, lesson 1, we had some of the leg loosening exercises to help with prepare us for meditation. So I'll just do the half butterfly, right? And just pull this leg up and you try to push it into the ground. Yeah. Again, just with practice. If you practice every day, it actually gets better and better, right? And circles. And then the other leg. And circles. One way. The other one we did, which I like a lot, is crow walking. Remember that? Put the back of your mat. And you squat, right? Put your hands on your knees, and then you kind of just walk forward, right? And you walk back. Again, this it flexes your legs quite a bit, practice. The other one was the full butterfly. Get the soles of your feet together. Put it in as far as you can. Like that. And then you push with your elbows and try to get your knees to the ground. So like that. And to get more leverage, you can put your hands on your ankles, right? Get your elbows as far as you can. And then press. And relax. And then you can just squeeze your legs together to relax the muscles. So actually what I'll do is I'm going to spin my mat again. I found that worked pretty good the last time I did it. Like the video came out quite nicely. You can actually see more so what I'm doing. So you just want to check that I'm still in the frame. So the next one is the cat stretch, if you remember. Right? It's okay. Right, so the cat stretch is just you're on all fours, right? And you just you arch your back down, you inhale, put your head up. And exhale, down. Inhale up. Exhale, down. Up. And down. Next we can do the tiger stretch. So again, same thing. Except you, when you exhale, you bring your knee up. So we'll do the right leg first. So you bring your knee up, touch to your head. Exhale. And inhale, you take your foot up and back as far as you can. You try to touch your foot to your head, basically. And then exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Okay, other leg. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Okay. Next one is the camel. That one. So on your knees. You just reach back, put your hand on your heel, right? And then the other hand on the other heel. And you roll your shoulders back, drop your head back, push your chest out, and breathe deeply. Come out of it one hand at a time as well. And the next one is the moon pose. Again, it's kind of a counter bend. So you just stretch up and then forward. And breathe deeply into the lower back. From here, lie on your stomach. Remember the snake pose. So you clasp your hands behind your back. You inhale, and you pull yourself up as much as you can on your stomach here. And relax. Again, inhale up. And relax. And last time, inhale up, and relax. Okay, so now I'll show you the new one. So, today's lesson, it's Shalabhasana and Locus Pose. So, to begin with, I will start off just doing the easy variant, one leg at a time. So just take your hands, make fists, and put them under your hips. Okay. And then keeping your legs straight, lift your right leg up as high as you can, like that. And then relax. Okay. Now same thing with the left leg. Up as high as you can. And relax. Okay, now both legs together. And relax. We'll do it one more time. Okay, both legs together. So up. And relax. So from here we can go back into the moon pose, Shashankasana. And just relax the lower back again. Breathe deeply into the lower back, let it relax. So again, that one, that's an excellent posture for like strengthening the lower back. So many people have problems with their lower back. This is a good one to help to strengthen those muscles. So now we'll do some from the leg lift, from lying on our back. All right. So this one again, keep your legs straight and raise them to about 45 degrees. Okay, slowly with control. Now slowly lower them to about 6 inches off the ground. Again, don't let your legs touch the ground. Okay. Then back up to 45 degrees. And slowly down to the ground. And relax. So next is Pawanmuktasana. So lift your left leg up, grab around your knee, and touch your head to your knee. And relax. Same thing with the right leg. Up. And relax. Okay, now both legs together. And relax. Actually, I'll show you one other thing I like to do sometimes is just hold on to my knees, keep them kind of relaxed, and just roll on my back a bit. I find that that's very soothing on the back, on the lower back, right? Especially if you've just finished a lot of forward bending and backward bending asanas. Just you can just relax the back a bit by rolling on it. Kind of soothe the muscles a bit, give them a bit of a massage to the muscles. You can sit up. So we'll do Padmasana again, the lotus posture. So just give that a try. Try to bring both your feet up. And basically you stretch this out with Yoga Mudra. And hands behind the back, and then try to touch your head on the floor. And then switch your legs around, put the other leg up first. Stretch them out both ways. And then head on the floor. Okay. So next is the spinal twist. So I showed you the beginner variant. So you just cross one leg over right at the knee, and you twist, put your hand on the same side as the leg, both hands, and then you swing them back as far as you can. Right, left hand first, then the other hand, plant them, And then pull with your hands to twist your spine and turn your head as well. Okay. Other direction. Other leg. So in the next lesson, that's it for asanas here. Yeah. So Ardha the half spinal twist pose. So this is kind of the more advanced variant, basically. So again, instead of having your legs straight, this time, like this. Just bend this leg basically, right? Instead of bending like, in this direction, you bend in the other direction. Now you actually pull the knee. Instead of using the foot for leverage, you now use the knee for leverage, right? You grab onto it, right? So this is just to get started, right? Just to get warmed up, basically. Just, grab onto your knee, pull and twist, right? Okay. And then if you have enough flexibility, you can actually see if you can get your arm on the other side of your knee, right? And the first pose is to actually grab your foot like that. Put this hand back and twist. Okay. And the final variant, if you can, just actually put your hand through your knee and reach back around with this hand, grab the other hand, and then pull and twist.
And $10 for anybody who can do it like that. Other than that.
Yeah. Okay, so same thing with the other leg. Right. So again, first just grab it and pull it. Right. And twist. Right. Then if you can, try if you can grab your foot like that and twist. And then finally, see if you can put your hand through, have your hand behind your back. Okay. So that's all the asanas. So we could probably change the camera focus now.
You're going to be sitting?
Yeah, I'll be sitting. Right here. Okay, so lessons 9 and 10 today. So again, more about digestion. And lots of discussions about the mind, conscious mind, subconscious mind, mental problems, some skaras and vasanas and all kinds of lots of theory basically. Theory is fine, but really it's about the practice, right? You actually don't have to understand any theory. If you just do the practice, everything's automatic and you'll have amazing results. If you just spend your time reading, you won't get anywhere, in fact. You can read as much theory as you like and you don't accomplish anything, in fact. If you just do the practices, that's when you accomplish everything, right? So, pranayama. So again, very simple, it's the same thing, nadi shodhana. So that's all I do, that's all I teach, nadi shodhana, right? Just one practice, right? And the only thing we do different each week is we change the ratio of our breathing, right? So last week we did inhale like a 1-2-2 ratio. So inhale if you're doing 4 seconds. Inhale for 4 seconds. Hold your breath for 8 seconds. Exhale for 8 seconds. Right? And then once again repeat. Inhale for 4. Hold for 8. Exhale for 8. Right? So anybody give that a try? Fine. You did, yeah? So you can do that comfortably?
Oh,
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Okay, so so this week we increased the breath retention. Well, actually, in lesson 9 you increase the breath retention to 1-4-2, right? So if you inhale left for 4 seconds, hold for 16 seconds now, exhale right for 8 seconds, right? Inhale right for 4, hold for 16, and exhale for 8, right? So now it'll get a little bit more difficult. In lesson 10, which we're also covering today, it increases one more time. Right, so the ratio given in lesson 10 is 1-6-4, right? So again, inhale left 4 seconds, hold for 24 seconds now, exhale for 16 seconds on the right, and inhale for 4, hold for 24, exhale for 16, and then you just repeat, right? Back and forth. So again, I mean, it took me like many months to be able to do that, right? So again, it's probably take you, I'm guessing it'll take you all to do the same. So just keep practicing. I mean, it's, don't worry about that if you can't do that now, right? Because you progress at whatever pace is comfortable for you, right? Just keep, doing whatever's comfortable. As you're able to increase your breathing capacity, you just keep increasing the ratio, right? There's still an enormous amount of benefit you can get from, all of the meditation practices which I'll be teaching you. Today as well as next year in the advanced classes, right? So, we'll keep doing Nadi Shodhana, right, every time, and but the meditation practices will keep changing, right? So, and it's important to practice those for awakening the spiritual centers, right? So, and again, asanas too. I mean, next year I'll do more advanced asanas, but really all you need Surya Namaskara, spinal twist, maybe like a shoulder stand. I'll show you next year, and and that's about it. And of course, Siddhasana for doing the breathing and the meditation, right? So we'll do that for about 5 minutes. Again, whatever ratio is comfortable for you. I mean, so start off like 1-2-2, so 4-8-8, right? And then if you find that comfortable, then you start increasing the breath retention, right? And see if eventually if you can get to 16, so 4-16-8, right? And then try that for a few rounds, and if you're comfortable with that, then you can increase again, right? Both the breath retention and the exhalation as well, because you want to get to eventually hold for 24, exhale for 16, right? So again, we'll practice that for like 5 minutes, and right. So assume your meditative posture, right? Again, if you can do Siddhasana, go ahead. If you want to stick with one of the other ones, that's fine too. So we use our right hand for controlling the flow. Left hand, again, last week I showed you the mudras, so hopefully you've picked one of the hand mudras, right? Again, there were just 4 of them, right? So either like this with the palm up, like this with the palm down, or you can put your index finger inside your thumb, like this. Again, palm down or palm up, right? So again, whatever feels comfortable, right? So I do this and I put palm down. That's the one I'm using. But again, any of those 4 is fine. All equally good. Okay, so again, back straight. Okay. And then, so again, just do a few rounds normally, then start counting, then add breath retention, and then keep increasing as you feel comfortable, right? We'll do it for about 5 minutes. Everyone go at their own pace. Okay, and begin. finish your last round. What ratio is everybody able to get to?
4:28.
Okay.
So I couldn't hold for longer than, breathe out for longer than 8.
Okay. Well, that's good. That's good.
4:68.
Okay, good. And
Let's see. We do 18.
okay.
16.
16. Okay, good.
4:68.
Okay, good.
Those 4, you try to inhale as much as you can. But
Exactly. Yes. So again, that's the key thing. You do full yogic breathing. You inhale as much as you can. You know, you expand. You push your diaphragm down. You expand your chest and shoulders. You fill, rapidly fill as much air as you can inside yourself, right? And again, as you do this every day, you're basically I can't believe how much my breathing capacity has increased, right? How much my chest can expand, my diaphragm can push down, and how much air I can take in, and then release it. And again, how much I can compress as well. How much I can compress my chest, push my diaphragm up, and squeeze all the air out as well.
But my nostrils are not symmetrical.
That's right. So that's normal too.
One
So again,
works better, another one.
yeah,
The
exactly.
left one.
That's right, exactly. So that's the other key thing with the practice, right? The idea of the practice is in fact to balance the airflow in both nostrils, right? So you'll discover, you'll start the practice and maybe one side will be like, more airflow and the other side will have less. But by the time you're done after, maybe if you do it for 10 minutes, if you do like this with the breath retention for like 10 minutes, you'll see at the end of the practice, you'll have an even flow in both
So
nostrils.
it's possible to change?
Oh yeah, just in 10 minutes. In 10 minutes of doing this, you'll see. Both sides will be even.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Your nose is not, they're not symmetrical, right? Sometimes.
Well,
We all have,
yeah.
doesn't matter?
I don't know. In my case, it didn't seem to matter. I mean, I have pretty even airflow now. I mean, pretty much all the time actually. But I mean, like when I was practicing, when I'd wake up every morning, I'd have one side open, one side closed. I just do this for 10 minutes, and by the end of 10 minutes, both sides will be open and free flowing, right? So that's, and I just felt amazing.
after exhaling, I feel like I need a pause for a few seconds. Or you suggest exhaling and immediately you start inhaling.
No, you can pause. Actually, yes. So again, next week we'll introduce external breath retention. So you'll exhale completely, and you actually hold the air out then for like maybe 3-4 seconds actually, right?
Mm-hmm.
Exhale, hold the air out for 4 seconds, and then start inhaling again, right? So that'll be next week. So the meditation practice today is Tratak. So last week I told everyone to choose an object of awareness. Basically, I think you haven't watched the video, or you missed last week, right?
We missed, yeah, unfortunately.
Okay, you didn't get to see the video either? No?
Well,
Okay.
we're so busy.
So, well,
We'll try to
There's that. So I'll just quickly review that for you. Right, okay. So the idea of Tratak is to choose some object that you're going to meditate on, basically, right? So I'll just go through the list here quickly of different things you can choose. A candle flame, a cross, Om symbol, flower, right? A black dot on a white sheet of paper, the rising sun, the moon, a star, Shiva Lingam, if you're familiar with that. Your nose tip, between your eyebrows, the sky, water, Istadevta, personal deity, yin-yang symbol, a crystal, a yantra, a mandala, your shadow, just darkness if you like, a a statue of some kind, like a statue of Buddha or Christ, or any god or anything you worship, right? So basically anything, pretty much, right? I mean, as simple as like a black dot on a piece of paper, even, right? I would. So again, it depends if you're doing. So there's two types of tratak, right? There's the outer tratak, where you keep your eyes open and you actually look at your object. So again, so many things you need to have. So some things you can have the actual thing. So a candle flame is very. You can put a physical. Burn a candle in front of you. If you have like the moon, for example, you might have to have a picture of the moon, which you keep a picture of the moon if you want to meditate on that, right? Like using the outer tratak, right? And then inner tratak is you visualize, right? You actually visualize the object in your mind, right? So they're both not bad. So for example, outer tratak, I like a candle flame, right? Because a candle flame, a couple of good things about a candle flame, especially during the winter months. The winter months in the morning, it's like dark, right? So you light a candle flame, you can't see anything else. All you can see is the candle flame, in fact, right? When you keep the room dark, light your flame, put it right in front of you, about this far away, right? Again, you mentioned Vipassana. I had set up a box and I had a stand and I put a flame right there, right? Again, I'm nearsighted, right? So I have to keep it fairly close, right? But again, if you can see it farther away, they say about an arm's length away, I think is the proper distance if your eyesight is good, right? And basically you just stare at it, right? So you don't blink, you try not to blink, you stay still, you do Kaya Stereo, we learned last week is to keep the body still, and then you just stare at it and don't blink, right? And basically, and when you inhale, and then you kind of a couple things that'll happen, right? So there's a direct link actually between your eyes, the optic nerves, and the Ajna Chakra. So the Ajna Chakra is at the top of the spine, or in the middle of your head, basically, where the pineal gland is. And there's a direct connection between that and your vision. So when you stare at something for a long time without blinking, it actually will awaken that center, right? That's the idea of this practice, is to awaken that chakra at the top of the spine. And the next thing you do is you'll start to imagine the breath, right, is flowing, right? So you have your candle flame here. When you inhale, you imagine that the breath is actually flowing from the candle flame through the eyebrow center, through the Ajna Chakra, the center of your head, and out the back of your head when you inhale. When you exhale, it's coming from the back of your head, again, just reverse path, through the Ajna Chakra, the center of your head, and then through the eyebrow center, and then back to the candle flame. So you kind of imagine that when you inhale, you're actually pulling the candle flame towards you, and in here, and back, and you're pushing when you exhale. And you also do Ujjayi Pranayama, which I taught you a couple weeks ago. So you make a slight noise if you contract your throat. When you whisper, you contract your throat. So when you breathe with your throat contracted, it makes a slight noise. So again, you combine that noise with the imagination, basically, of pulling and the pushing as you inhale and exhale, right? And you also do Gichari Mudra, right? Gichari Mudra is where you fold your tongue back, right? So you take the tip of your tongue, roll it up and back, right? And you basically push it back as far as you can. So you try to touch the back of the mouth. There's some piece of flesh that hangs down, the uvula, right? So basically you want to touch the tip of your tongue, up and back, and touch the uvula at the back of your throat, right? That'll close the spiritual circuit, in fact, right? There's a spiritual pathway that comes out the tongue, out the tip of the tongue, and then it continues up if you touch the uvula into the head. And with the Ajna Chakra and the whole spiritual system, in fact, right? So you do those two things, and you do this breath imagination, right? I'll give you the whole thing step by step. I just want to give you an overview of what we're going to do. And that's outer. Inner is almost the same thing, right? So you do the same thing, except you do it with your eyes closed, right? And you instead of imagining the candle flame, you can't imagine the candle flame that's at some distance from you, but you can actually imagine that it's like right here on your forehead, right? You can imagine the candle flame is like right here on your forehead with your eyes closed. And you can pick any object. So now if you're with your eyes closed, you have like any possibility, right? So for the moon, for example, right? So you can imagine that you've taken the moon, you've shrunken it down, and it's like this big now, it's right here, right? Or you can imagine that you are out in outer space, right? You're out next to the moon and you've blown up, you've made yourself giant, such that the real physical moon, in fact, is only that big in front of your forehead, right? So however you want to do it, it's kind of fun, actually, I enjoy it. Again, this is also a method of achieving, out-of-body experiences and astral travel and things like that, right? But again, I recommend the Anastasia books, Reading Cedar series. I think the 7th book has probably the best explanation of how to achieve an out-of-body experience if you're interested in that sort of thing. So let's give it a try. So we'll do inner Tantric today. So basically, I'll guide you through it, right? So everyone assume their meditative posture. Right. So Siddhasana if you can. So now for meditation, always you just breathe normally, right? There's no special breathing. You don't do any deep breathing, nothing. You just breathe normally, right? And I'll do a little bit, we'll do 1 or 2 minutes of Kaya Sthira. Again, I'll guide you through the whole thing, right? And you just have to listen to me. When I tell you to do the Kachari Mudra and Ujjayi Pranayama, you begin that. When I tell you to stop it, you stop it, and so on, right? So meditative posture, back straight. Put both hands now on whichever mudra you've chosen. On your knees, right? Back straight. And close your eyes. Okay. Become aware of your body. Make sure you're comfortable, right? Make sure your feet are how you like them, right? Everything's good, no aches and pains, right? So first is Kaya Sthira, whereby you make sure you're perfectly comfortable, right? Your back is straight, right? There's no aches and pains, you're relaxed, and you make a vow, right? Kaya Sthira is basically making a vow. And once I've achieved the perfect position and I'm completely comfortable, that I will not move in the slightest during the entire practice. I will remain perfectly still, perfectly motionless for the entire length of this meditation practice. Right? You imagine, that you're like a tree, right? That your legs are actually in the ground like roots. You're firmly planted on the ground. You're not going to move at all. Your trunk is like the tree trunk. The trunk of your body is like the trunk of the tree. Extremely steady and still. If you have an ache and pain, you're just going to will it away. It'll go away. You're just going to move your mind there and you're going to force it away. A scratch and an itch, you're going to send your mind there and you're going to scratch with your mind, but you're not going to move your body. And you're going to will it away. And stay perfectly still for the practice. Now that the body is perfectly still, you're going to move your awareness to the eyebrow center, Brahmodhya. Concentrate right between the eyebrows. With practice, you'll be able to feel a sensation at the eyebrow center, which will actually continue to focus your concentration. At some point from now, a very strong tingling sensation will actually erupt at the eyebrow center as you continue practicing this every day. Now think of your object of awareness and visualize it at the eyebrow center. So a candle flame, for example, imagine it's right there burning right at the eyebrow center. Ujjayi Pranayama and apply Kichari Mudra. Maintain the visualization at the eyebrow center of your object of awareness. As you inhale, imagine the breath is pulling your object of awareness into the eyebrow center, through the center of the head into the back of the head. The flow, the airflow. So the object stays at the eyebrow center, but you're pulling it right against it and the airflow is continuing into your head and out the back of your head. And as you exhale, imagine the airflow comes from the back of the head, through the center of the head, the Ajna Chakra, and out the eyebrow center, and pushes on your object of awareness. We'll continue like that for another 3 minutes. Continue visualizing your object of awareness, but you can stop Ujjayi Pranayama and relax Kichari Mudra, but keep your visualization. At this point, you want to take a close look at the object of awareness. The candle flame, for example, study it in a lot of detail. The shape of the flame, the brightness in the center, the colors of the flame, the orange, the yellow, the blue, the transparency of the flame. Penetrate all of the details of the flame. See as clear as you can. Try to determine, is there something more here than just a candle flame? What is the true nature of the candle flame? What is it really? Okay, you can open your eyes. So that is the practice of Tratak. And we're done with lesson 10. Any questions? Okay, so that's it for this week, and we'll see you all next week.